anthem of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. He's Hacker.
Talk about a fried egg. I lasted about 5 minutes out there. I said, to heck with this. I'll do this in the morning. And I don't have any inside information. The lady that did it, she got in there. She made it happen.
And he doesn't shy away from opinion.
And I do enjoy drinking cold beer at ballparks. So if that makes me a baseball fan, then I'm a diehard baseball fan.
It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Oh, week 16. Week 16 of the National Football League kicks off in less than 15 minutes. It is a big one in the NFC West. Heck, it's a big one in the NFC. The Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks, arguably the two best teams in football. Arguably the two best teams in the NFC. Big one in the great Northwest tonight. What kicks off a huge weekend in the NFL between this, Chicago and Green Bay. Monday night, San Francisco and Indianapolis. Tampa Bay, Carolina on Sunday in the NFC South. New England and Baltimore on Sunday night. And then, of course, Jacksonville and Denver. It will be a very consequential Week 16 in the NFL, and it kicks off in a matter of moments. And with that, a very good Thursday evening to you, Jacksonville. It is Hacker After Dark, 1010XL, 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. A Thursday night that finds us that much closer to the Jaguars and the Broncos. Sunday, 4 o'clock. You'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. Of course, 2 hours after the game goes final. Myself and the coach, Gerald Ingram, will have the fifth quarter for you. Hopefully, talking about a big Jaguar victory. Joshua Hines-Allen back on the practice field today for the Jaguars, which is certainly good news after missing yesterday. And the big news of the evening, Jakobi Meyers, 6 games into his Jaguar career, has already accounted for 27 catches for 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he's not going anywhere because he has been extended a reported 3-year, $60 million deal, $40 million guaranteed. So the Jaguars have locked in Jakobi Meyers for the next 3 seasons here in Jacksonville. So there is a ton to get into. We're with you till 10 o'clock. As always, we're glad you're spending part of your Thursday evening with us. By the way, we are 24 hours away from the college football playoff. Tomorrow night, Alabama and Oklahoma. And then that morphs into Saturday with Miami, Texas A&M, John Sumrall and Tulane against Ole Miss, and then James Madison taking on Oregon. So what a weekend it should be on the gridiron, both collegiately and, of course, in the National Football League. Guest lineup tonight looks like this. Former Jaguar wide receiver, my buddy Cecil Shorts, will join us coming up here in about 10 minutes or so, as we will talk Jags, Broncos with Cecil. We will also head out to Denver, head out to the Rocky Mountains. Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post will give us the Broncos perspective on this big matchup coming up on Sunday. I was also inside the Jaguar locker room, had the opportunity to catch up with linebacker Ventrell Miller, who saw Bo Nix in college when Ventrell was, of course, at Florida and Bo Nix was at Auburn. We'll talk with Ventrell about that, if he has any memories of that win over Bo Nix and Auburn in the Swamp. Also had the conversation with DJ Dallas, and that was an interesting one. DJ Dallas was on the practice squad of the Carolina Panthers about 60 hours ago. He then got the call, got onto a plane, flew down here, and then was here in Jacksonville on Tuesday evening. We kind of went over the 24 36-hour timeline of all that. Jaguar fans, I think you'll find that interesting, how all that kind of happens behind the scenes. So Ventrell Miller and newest Jacksonville Jaguar running back DJ Dallas also coming up this evening here on Hacker After Dark. So we're loaded. We're with you till 10 o'clock. As always, we're happy you're spending part of your Thursday with us. Every night on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No big deal.
It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
You know, there are bad trades, and certainly the Jaguars have had their fair share of those. There are good trades. Jacksonville's had a few of those over the years, no question. There are home run trades. And then there's this Jakobi Meyers trade 6 weeks ago. Maybe the biggest in-season trade in the history of the Jaguar organization. And it's starting to climb the list in a very short amount of time to one of the biggest trades, in-season or not, in the history of the Jaguar organization. You know, on trade deadline day, when the Jaguars gave up a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick for Jakobi Meyers, I think most of us were still in shock about the Travis Hunter injury. Most of us thought, all right, well, they needed to do something. Jakobi Meyers, politely, for NFL standards, wanted out of Las Vegas and went through the right channels, handled it the right way as a professional. And I think Las Vegas appreciated that, which is why they granted him that trade. So he comes here for a 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick. And again, at the time, I think the shock of Travis Hunter was still here. We thought, all right, a veteran wide receiver, at least they did something. Well, 6 weeks later, here we are, and that something that they did was completely revolutionized Trevor Lawrence in this Jaguar offense. This offense has been different since Jakobi Meyers' arrival. There's no arguing that. Just look at the statistics. Look at the points scored. Look at the passing offense. Look at the performance of Trevor Lawrence since Jakobi Meyers' arrival. To me, there's no debate. It is the single biggest addition that the Jaguars certainly have made in 2025, and that you could argue they've made in a long time, if not the history of the franchise. 27 catches, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns. But what it's done for Brian Thomas Jr., what it's done for Parker Washington, what it's done for Brenton Strange, what it's done for Liam Cohen's game planning, his play calling, and most importantly, what it's done for Trevor Lawrence. Congratulations to James Gladstone. My man, you are cooking, because that was a great trade you pulled off. And now to get Jakobi Meyers locked up long-term on this 3-year contract extension, outstanding news heading into the biggest game of the year this Sunday against the Denver Broncos. Speaking of that game on Sunday, as I mentioned, I am not here tomorrow night. This is my final Hacker After Dark of the week. The next time I talk to you after this evening will be on Sunday, 2 hours after the Jaguars and the Broncos go final on the 5th quarter. Here's my thought. I've gone back and forth on this all week. Denver's undefeated at home. They're very, very good. They've won 11 games in a row. That is not a fluke. That defense is ferocious. That offensive line is good. Bo Nix is playing very well. And they're at home in the comfortable confines of Mile High. That's all true. That's all stuff Jacksonville is going to have to deal with. But every time I want to pick Denver to win this game, and trust me, I've wanted to, and I've been close to all week, I'm just going to listen to myself from a couple of weeks ago. And I'm also going to listen to what I said on Monday. I'm just going to trust Hacker, as I refer to myself in the third person. The Jaguars are good, right? I think we accepted that last week. I accepted that. They're good. And I told you on Monday, they're not just good. They're one of the best teams in the National Football League, which they are. Winners of 6 out of 7, 10-4 overall, scoring 25 or more points in 7 consecutive games, the longest active streak in the NFL, I believe. The Jaguars are really, really good. So I'm just going to listen to myself when I predict this game. Everything tells me Denver, but a lot of that is past nonsense that I've dealt with and felt about this team in worse times. I said all week the Jaguars are really good. I believe it. So I'm going to take advice from myself. Because the Jaguars are really good, because they are one of the best teams in the NFL, I believe they're going to go to Mile High and they are going to prove it on Sunday. Give me Jacksonville 29, Denver 26. Jacksonville wins by a field goal and gets what would be their biggest win of the year here in the 2025 season. And a win combined with either a Houston loss, which is not going to happen because they're going to play the Raiders and they're going to beat them by 30. But a win for Jacksonville combined with a Colts loss, which could happen on Monday night against the 49ers. And the Jaguars will officially have punched their ticket to the NFL postseason. Let's talk Jaguars-Broncos with a former Jacksonville Jaguar, a man that's played at Mile High many times, my buddy Cecil Shorts. 7 years as a wide receiver in the National Football League. Let's talk Trevor Lawrence. Let's talk Liam Cohen. Let's talk Jakobi Meyers. And let's preview Jags-Broncos. Former Jaguar Cecil Shorts joins me next on a Thursday night in Jacksonville. It's Hacker After Dark.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
December 18th, 1988, the Seattle Seahawks won their first division title with a 9-7 record.
Bueller, Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Aaron Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
The holiday season is the season of love. If you're getting engaged now or just looking for that unforgettable gift for the woman you love, Beards Diamonds is here for you. This Christmas, Beards is proud to showcase the world's premier designers in both bridal and fashion. Like Gabriel & Company, luxury jewelry that inspires you. Classic, contemporary, vintage, whatever you desire, Gabriel & Company has bridal and fashion collections made by artisans of love. Choose love, trust, and authenticity. Choose Gabriel & Company. Beards Diamonds is the town center's local jeweler. So at Beards, you never have to settle for corporate chain store quality. We've put together our best selection ever of exquisite jewelry for the holidays. From the newest designer styles to classic diamond studs and diamond bracelets, with your choice of natural or lab-grown diamonds. Whether your holiday budget is a few hundred or a few $100,000, the experts at Beards will help you find the jewelry that reflects your love. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. It is a big one on Sunday in the AFC playoff picture. The 12-2 Broncos, the 10-4 Jacksonville Jaguars, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Of course, you'll hear the game right here on 1010XL. Let's talk about the Jaguars' big win over the New York Jets. Let's preview the big one out in Denver on Sunday as well with my buddy Cecil Short. 7 years as a wide receiver in the National Football League, 4 of those right here in Jacksonville. And Cecil's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Cecil, how we doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How about you?
Cecil, we're good. Thank you for the time. All right, 48 points in last week's win over the Jets. Trevor Lawrence, 6 touchdowns, 5 through the air, 1 on the ground. What did you make of maybe the best performance in Trevor Lawrence's NFL career?
I think that's the best performance I've seen from him, including college. The confidence he has right now is sky high. The throws he's making, he's getting the ball out quickly. If it's not there, he's not forcing it. I think it's his 3rd straight game with no turnovers. And this is coming from a guy that I think I said about a month and a half ago, like if he doesn't get things going, he's been too inconsistent that the Jaguars could walk away from him. Well, he's playing lights out. Like he is playing some of the best ball he's played. And when he's like this, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, right? But he is getting hot at the right time. I mean, 6 total touchdowns, 5 in the air, 1 on the ground. He looked outstanding. And people can say, oh, they haven't really played nobody. Well, they've been killing the teams they've been supposed to beat. So it's no issue with me at all. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Trevor. I just hope it continues. But when a quarterback is this hot and the quarterback is this confident, the sky is the limit. And I'll be honest with you, credit goes to Liam Cohen. Like they kind of not weathered the storm, but stayed with the process. They've been trusting him. They've been behind his back. And they found something. They found some consistency in him that he's really playing at a high level right now.
You mentioned confidence. Confidence is a crazy thing, and that's the thing I noticed, too, about Trevor. You know, Urban Meyer, that was a disaster. The last year and a half of Doug Peterson and Press Taylor was a disaster. And Liam Cohen comes in, and his job is to fix Trevor Lawrence. The confidence that the quarterback has in the game call, the play calling, you know, the game plan, if you will. See, so it's apparent that Trevor really really thinks this offense is flourishing, and you can see that in his play on the field.
He believes in everything that's going on. And I think that's the biggest thing for a quarterback. When they trust and believe, and then you see out there in the field, like they can see, okay, this guy's open like he said it would be. Or in this situation, he said go here and it's there. It's just a confidence that builds in the coach as well, in the offensive coordinator, in the head coach. Like, hey, he knows what he's talking about. So I can trust him on the field. I see things slowly. It's opening up. It's like we talked about in the film room. All that comes to play when it comes to quarterback being confident. It's not just him. It's also him trusting the play caller and trusting the head coach and all these things. And that's just coming to play. And it's coming at the right time. Like I was always told when I played in the league that good teams find a way in November and December. They find ways to win. And the teams that get hot at the right times usually make the runs, the deeper runs in the playoffs. And they're in position to do that right now at 10-4.
Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Cecil, 7 years for you in the NFL as a wide receiver, so you're the guy to ask. Brian Thomas Jr. was asked to go across the middle, do things maybe he wasn't comfortable doing early in the year. We saw the results of that. Now, after the arrival of Jakobi Meyers, Brian Thomas Jr. looks like the BTJ we saw last year. Talk about the arrival of Jakobi and what that has done for that entire passing attack.
Oh, my gosh. He has been consistent from day one. Like, he is the guy when it comes to being the possession receiver, making a tough catch over the middle, just being consistently opening in the right spots. I mean, the chemistry he has with Trevor right off the bat is actually pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Like, he's so savvy enough and understands the offense enough and picked up everything so fast. He's just a great professional, right? And this is outside looking in, because not many guys can come in and be productive as he's been since he's came in Jacksonville. And then he's just had the chemistry with Trevor. But what he does is takes pressure off of BTJ. So BTJ doesn't have to do necessarily, quote unquote, the dirty work or something he's not used to doing, right? We talked about this at LSU. He averaged almost 19, 20 yards a catch, whatever. It was something insane. And he was used to taking the top off the defense, going deep, the posts, the corners, the go routes, letting him use his speed and use those exceptional hands he has catching the ball and tracking the ball over his shoulder. That's what he's good at. And now he's able to get back to doing that because you have Jakobi Meyers who can do everything underneath, who can do all the little dirty stuff, do the in cutting routes, who can just be a tough physical receiver at times, just be in the right spot, right? But also, you can't forget about Britton Strange. Even though he only had one catch last week, his ability to get open against whoever is in front of him puts that throw in the defense as well. So now, and don't forget Parker Washington, right? So now you have guys that can make plays and been making plays consistently. So now you're leaving BTJ again on an island one-on-one, and he's more comfortable with that, right? So the pressure's off of him per se, in a sense. Even though he's still a first-round guy, still has the probably the most talented receiver on the team. The pressure, he can feel like that little weight lifted off him because I got Jakobi making plays, I got Parker making plays, I got ETN who can take a screen 45 yards for a touchdown at any point, right? I got Britton Strange, so now he can relax a little bit and go out there and just be himself.
You know, we talk about the game plan and the play calling of Liam Cohen. It looked like the varsity versus the junior varsity last week when it came to Travis Etienne against those Jet linebackers. I mean, that was like stealing. The Jets had no answer for that. And kudos to Etienne for catching the ball and finishing those plays in the end zone. 3 receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. But my goodness, Liam Cohen was in his bag last week.
It was impressive. And that's what you want to do. You want to find mismatches, right? And put your guys in the best position to succeed. So to me, what he's doing is watching the film, putting the work in. He's saying, okay, we have a mismatch with Travis versus any of their linebackers. Let's exploit that and then work to perfection, right? So to me, that's just the time he put in. And that's just him being an evolved play caller, understanding what he wants to do, putting his players in the best position to succeed, not staying stuck in a certain system, right? But seeing, okay, what do my guys do? Who do we go against? What can we call to really exploit what they don't do well? And we saw that on Sunday.
Final moments with former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. All right, let's look forward. First and foremost, Mile High in Denver. I know you've played there. Talk about that environment the Jaguars are going into on Sunday and what all of a sudden is a very big game in the AFC playoff picture.
it's a huge game. Where's Denver right now? They 2 or 1?
They're 1. They're 12-2,
They're
and they're 1. The Jaguars are 10-4, technically the 3 seed. But Denver, I mean, the thing in Cecil in the AFC, you got to keep winning because Denver's 12-2.
Yes.
The Chargers are 10-4, and the Chargers played Denver Week 18. Similarly, the Jaguars only 1 game ahead of the Texans. So both of these teams have to keep winning games.
Yeah, you got the Patriots looming too. So it's a tough AFC race. Denver's a tough place to play, simply because we all know that the elevated levels a little harder to breathe, and it's loud, right? It's loud. It's a fun place to play, but it is very loud. But they should be able to handle it. But when it comes to Denver, that defense is what's going to be key. Like Trevor and staying consistent with what he's been doing, and Cohen trying to find the mismatches again, and understanding what the challenge is and what how can they exploit different things. And it's gonna be interesting because that defense is really good. I mean, it's really good. Probably a top 3 defense between probably top I would say top 5 defense in the NFL for sure. But it's going to be a challenge, and they're home, and they're going to be hungry, and they're out to prove that they're one of the best teams in the AFC. Sean Payton got that team rolling right now as well. But it's a fun environment to play in, and when you're Jacksonville, this is another opportunity to prove, hey, we are the real deal this year. We are coming, and time again this year, we've seen them rise to the occasion. And the issue we had early on, RG, was they would rise to the occasion and they would lose to a team they shouldn't lose to, or they would struggle with this team, or they couldn't handle success. They've been handling success really well the last 4 or 5 weeks. Now it's about continuing to prove that you're one of the top tier teams in the AFC, and this Sunday is going to be a fun one to watch.
The Broncos have 58 sacks on defense. When you're an offense and you're game planning and you realize how good their pass rush is, I mean, you got to run the football, right? The Jaguars kind of got to get back to their roots here, go back to what they did in September and run the ball with ETN. Now, Tootin's going to be out, so LaQuint Allen Jr. is going to get Tootin's reps, but you got to be able to run the ball, correct?
You got to be able to run the ball. That helps slow the pass rush down, but you got to be able to hit the screens too, right? So you got to use ETN in a way similar to last week with throwing screens, finding the mismatches, or they can up the field quickly. You got to be able to replace where they left, right? Also, I think the movement in the pocket for Trevor Lawrence is going to be critical. Making sure he's moving in the pocket, looking downfield, finding the holes, and then taking off when he needs to. This is going to be critical as well. But I totally agree. The running game is going to be one of the biggest things they have to do to move the ball down the field and to slow down that pass rush.
Boy, I don't know if there's going to be bigger Denver Bronco fans on Sunday than the Houston Texans. Let's talk about your other former team. Houston is going to beat the Raiders by whatever they want to beat the Raiders by, and then they will sit back with their feet propped up, and they will be huge Denver Bronco fans.
It's so interesting. You mentioned it. Like, it seems like everybody's kind of in a win. They have to win to be able to move up in the standings or whatever the case may be. But yeah, they should handle the Raiders this week. They beat the Cardinals handily last week, and then they'll be cheering to see if Jacksonville can lose. And then we'll see what the Colts do as well. They had a little bit of life with Phillip Rivers last week. I don't think that lasts long. I think his age catches up to him. 44 is tough. I wake up at 38. I can't imagine at 44 playing a game and throwing the ball. I'm very proud of Phillip. That's pretty cool to see. But yeah, they'll be cheering to see if Jacksonville can hold it down, or can Denver help them out a little bit. But every game is so important right now. Like, everybody has to be dialed in and full tilt and full go. So you got to handle their business first and then watch the other games.
I want to end with a thought on the AFC, but since you brought it up, you piqued my interest. Phillip Rivers was a high school coach. I know you're very involved in the high school game as well. Mm-hmm. You being 38, could you go out there in 5 days in an NFL game and give 20 snaps?
And I know I probably wouldn't make it 20 snaps right now. Now, the question to answer, I wouldn't be able to make 20 snaps. I'm just not in the shape I need to be in. But would I do it? Absolutely. If they called me today, no matter what team it was, I'll give it my absolute all and try to figure it out and give you 20 plays the best I can. But Phillip it takes a special mind And then that quarterback, you don't have to be necessarily in the best shape, right? We all see how he looked going in, like he was just enjoying life, having fun as a football coach. But it's a different type of game at receiver where you have to be running often. And I'm just not in that position. Just being honest right now.
Well, so leave us with this, man. AFC playoff picture. Who's the best team in the AFC? You got the 12-2 Broncos, the 11-3 Patriots, the Jaguars, Chargers, and Bills are all 10-4. The Texans at 9-5. And then I guess if you want to lump in the Colts and the two AFC North teams, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, how would you assess maybe 1, 2, and 3 in the AFC entering Week 16?
Oh, wow. Good question. For me, I would put Denver number 1. I probably would put, right now, I'll probably put Jacksonville 2, and I'll probably would put Houston 3 and New England 4. Those are my top 4 right now. I think when you look at Denver, what they're doing on defense and the way Bo Nix is playing on offense, he's protecting the ball. They're running the ball extremely well. I think they're the team to beat in the AFC right now. So it's going to be a big one for Jacksonville coming up. I think Jacksonville and Houston are hot at the right times. Like, they are scary teams to play. I don't think nobody wants to play those two teams right now. Houston's defense is unbelievable, possibly one of the best in history, the way they're going right now. And then Trevor Lawrence and that number 1 running defense right now for Jacksonville is playing hot right now too. 3 turnovers last week on defense. So those two teams, and it's funny, the AFC South, right? It's funny. Those two teams are really hot. I think teams are scared to play those two teams. And then the Patriots are sitting there. I'm not sold they're in the top 3 yet. I want to see a little bit more from them, and I got to watch a little bit more film on them. But they're really good. It's just I think those 3 teams are better right now.
And you talk about those 3 teams. The Texans have won 6 in a row. The Jaguars have won 5 in a row. Denver has won 11 in a row. So I agree. I think those are probably the 3 best teams in the AFC. Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. Cecil, enjoy a big NFL weekend. We'll be back to recap next week, pal.
Hey, appreciate it, boss. Thank you.
There you go. Former Jaguar wide receiver Cecil Shorts. Always enjoy him joining us here on Hacker After Dark. Thursday night football, big one in the NFC West. Seattle strikes first. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown. Seattle 7, Rams nothing. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Both teams 11-3. The winner tonight will have the upper hand in that NFC West race with only 2 games remaining. More on the Jaguars and the Broncos. Let's get the Denver side of things. We've spent all week, obviously, looking from the Jaguars side. Well, what about the 12-2 Denver Broncos? My guy out in Denver, Parker Gabriel, beat writer for the Denver Post. He joins us next to talk Bo Nix, the 12-2 Broncos, and former Jaguar Evan Ingram. Let's go out to Denver. Parker Gabriel, Denver Post, next here on Hacker After Dark.
Injuries on the playing field can affect a team's place in the standings.
It's part of the game, though, rehab.
Listen for the Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville, the official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville, oysters and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday, off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Checkmate.
I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, adorable mascot for Checkmate Coatings.
If you're thinking of refinishing your garage floor, there's 2 things you need to know about us. My family has been in the concrete coatings industry for more than 40 years.
And I was drawn 6 months ago by an artist in New Jersey.
Why is that even relevant?
Well, you said 40 years experience, so I had to give them something.
Over the years, we've worked closely with major manufacturers to develop a multi-layer application process that creates beautiful, durable, and long-lasting floors.
So even decades from now, your garage floor will look as gorgeous as it did the day it was installed.
Experience?
Check. Durable?
Check. Decades of experience making garage floors gorgeous? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Happy holidays, Googans. Santa Dan here. It's the holiday season, and that means hopefully more off time with the fam. Need a solid gift idea for the spouse or a specific family member? Beaches Dermatology can ensure that your special someone gets a great gift that won't break the bank and won't go hidden in a drawer. Botox, skin treatments, you name it, they have it. Take care of that spouse of yours this holiday season with a gift from Beaches Dermatology. Call today or go online at beachesdermatology.com.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH, Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. It is a big one on Sunday out at Mile High. The Jaguars and the Broncos, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. You will hear it right here on the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL, the current number 1 seed in the AFC, taking on the current number 3 seed in the American Football Conference. We've talked all week about the Jaguar perspective on this matchup. Let's go out to Denver and talk about the Broncos perspective with Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post, who's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Parker, how we doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Hey, Parker, we're good. Thank you for the time. All right, the Jaguars at 10-4 certainly has caught some people here off guard. The 12-2 Denver Broncos. Did it catch you guys out there in Denver off guard, how good this Broncos team is so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, you thought it was probably a playoff team or a playoff contender. So success, maybe not a surprise after they went 10-7 last year, made the playoffs for the first time in 9 years, all of that. But certainly, 12-2 pole position for the number 1 seed, 11 straight wins. That's a surprising run. I mean, these guys haven't lost since September 21st. So Sunday at home will be 3 months to the day since their last loss.
And I want to say that loss was that weird leverage call against Indianapolis, right? They had that game won after 60 minutes, but that personal foul gave the Colts another chance, and they ultimately made the field goal. Parker, Sean Payton had his pick of wherever he wanted to go. He chose Denver. I would imagine that fan base has got to be thinking it's everything they could have hoped for when Sean Payton arrived.
Yeah, definitely. And, they had other guys in the mix, too. I mean, Jim Harbaugh certainly was a top candidate, and so was DeMeco Ryans. And so, whether I think Sean Payton probably wasn't Denver's first choice as they were going through the process in 2023. But, all's well that ends well. And certainly it's been a good match. I mean, Sean has done a really good job of sort of reestablishing culture here. I know it's sort of a nebulous word, but it was just the whole football operation was a little bit wayward, and he's very intense. He likes things done in very certain ways, and he's put his system in place here, not just in the offensive playbook, but in literally everything that they do. And the results are hard to deny. Obviously, they won 8 games after his first year. They cut bait with Russell Wilson, and it's been an upward trend since then.
Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Jaguars Broncos Sunday at 4 o'clock. We're very familiar, obviously, with Bo Nix from his time at Auburn here in the SEC. He then, of course, goes to Oregon and does all sorts of great things out there in Eugene, gets drafted in the first round by Denver. Here in year number 2, like Sean Payton, Parker, I would imagine Bronco fans have to feel great about Bo Nix.
Yeah, definitely. And, he didn't, there was a good long stretch early in the season where it didn't always look pretty. In fact, through, 8 or 9 weeks, he was trending down in a lot of statistical areas, not by a lot, but just maybe marginally headed for that sort of sophomore slump type of range. But the last 4 weeks, he's really played well. He's completing 70% of his passes over their last 4 games. He's got 5 touchdowns to 1 pick. He's thrown for 282 yards a game. So he's really kind of turned it on. And he did that last year, too. I think he played more consistently through the middle part of his rookie year than he did the middle part of this year. But he's been on a heater for the last month or so. And obviously, given how good they are defensively, if he keeps playing that way, they're going to be tough to beat.
Evan Ingram was a fan favorite here in Jacksonville for 3 years. I got out there to training camp every morning and did my morning photo of Evan Ingram because he was always the first guy on the field by 20 minutes before the rest of his teammates. I know he started off the year with some injury issues, but how has the former Jaguar looked in year number 1 there in Denver?
Yeah, same thing here. First guy out on the field barefoot, going through his pregame or his pre-practice work and all of that. So nothing's changed in that regard. He'll be out there 3.5 hours before the game on Sunday, doing his thing. So it's interesting. He hasn't had a huge year. He's made some big plays here and there. He maybe hasn't had the season that I think maybe a lot of people thought he would, coming in and fitting that sort of, Sean Payton likes to call it the Joker, the matchup player in the middle of the field role. And yet he's had easily the best season by a Broncos tight end already in the last handful of seasons. So he's right in that, he's going to end up in that sort of 60 catch range, 500-600 yards, maybe with a strong finish, a little more than that. And that's not going to, blow anybody's socks off, but it's also considerably more than the Broncos have gotten from a tight end recently.
On the defensive side of the ball, again, Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post. On the Bronco defense, certainly Cooper and Benito are beasts. I remember Nick Benito from his recruiting out of high school into college.
Yep.
I talked to him a couple of times back then. I was really impressed with him then, and he has just emerged as the most underrated pass rusher in the league. You throw Zach Allen in the middle of that D-line, and they are a force. How would you describe their play so far this year?
Yeah, they've been dominant. I mean, they're now just barely off the pace of the single season sack record that Chicago set in 1985. Obviously, that was 16 games, not 17, but they're on pace for 71 sacks on the year. So they're already, sort of in rarefied air in that regard. They'll probably break their own franchise record of 63, which they set last year. And they do it by not only having really good players. I mean, you mentioned 3 of them, but they have balance. They've got, those 2 guys coming off the edge, Cooper and Benito. They've got capable backups at that spot. They've got not only Zach Allen, but John Franklin Myers, who I think is probably one of the more appreciated or unheralded really good pass rushers in the NFL. So they just, you can't double everybody. You've got to leave somebody one-on-one. And the secret to the Broncos pass rush is that whoever you leave, that guy can win. And that's assuming you don't make a mistake. You don't miss a protection. You don't blow a block. You don't hold. So even when everything goes right, they feel like, for an offense, they feel like they're in an advantageous spot. And then, of course, Vance Joseph's done a good job of bringing a lot of pressure, simulating pressure, creating free runners, And so it just makes it's a balanced, deep group that also has elite talent at the top of the heap, and that's a difficult thing to stop.
Parker, it's an interesting dynamic because last week the Broncos were an underdog at home against Green Bay. From an outside point of view, you could tell they were maybe a little pissed about that because of the pregame skirmish that broke out before kickoff and some other things. And that looked like a really emotional win. And now they got to kind of come back off of that win pretty quick and play a pretty good Jaguar team in a game that is vital, really, for both teams. I mean, if Jacksonville were to go out there and win, Denver has no more room for error depending on what the Chargers do. And likewise, if the Broncos win, the Jaguars at the end of Sunday might be the 7th seed in the AFC. So this is a crucially important game for both teams.
Definitely. I mean, the Broncos, you would say they have a really strong hold on the number 1 overall seed in the AFC right now. But if they lose Sunday, that's not the most likely outcome if they lose Sunday, but they could end up a wild card team. You know, the Chargers are still in the mix. The Chargers have a really tough finish. Dallas, at Houston, and then Denver to finish the year. So it's going to be like that. That's a tough sled for them. But obviously, you've got New England and Buffalo playing really well too. The Broncos can't afford for sure to lose 2 of their 3 final games and end up where they want to be. So it's obviously the stakes are high. One thing the Broncos have done a pretty good job of so far this year, obviously an 11-game winning streak, is sort of resetting. You know, you have a big win, an emotional win. Maybe it's a wild comeback against the Giants, or it's knocking off the Chiefs and, you know, sort of cementing yourself as the heavy favorite in the West, beating a really good Packers team, so on and so forth. That they've come back from those games and not sort of gotten caught up in what happened last week much this season. So that's been, I think, one of their strengths so far. And obviously they're going to need that again this week because Jacksonville's been rolling 5 in a row, as you obviously know. And yeah, I mean, it's a big one.
Yeah, I'm curious. We need Woody Page to throw out a Jaguars comment this week. That would help 29 years after the fact. What is the thought on Jacksonville coming out there? Certainly Jacksonville, we're so close to it here, but they are at least looking like nationally getting a little bit more love than they have in weeks past.
Yeah, certainly. And I'm sure, I'm sure when the Broncos turn on the film, they're going to see what everybody's seen, that the offense has played really well over this winning streak. And obviously they can get it done defensively. It's Trevor Lawrence is playing great. One of the interesting things I think about the matchup is in the 5-game winning streak, there's been, 3 of those games he hasn't been sacked, including either of the last 2. Obviously, the Broncos pass rush is a little bit different than the Jets or Indianapolis's or Tennessee's. They've got multiple sacks in every game but 1 this year. So if Jacksonville can protect, they've got some of the features that Denver has struggled with at times this year. They've struggled to handle running backs in the passing game, for example. That's one of their, sort of relative weaknesses defensively. So there's room for Jacksonville offensively, I think, to make some hay. The Broncos have given up yards, especially between the 20s over the last few weeks. The numbers have ticked down a little bit defensively. But the Broncos have been, the best in the NFL where it counts, 3rd down and in the red zone. So to me, it comes down to offensively, can Jacksonville keep Trevor Lawrence relatively clean, and can they win on 3rd down in the red zone? Those are the areas that offenses, even when they play well, like Green Bay, 250 yards in the first half last week. But when push came to shove, they went 1 of 4 in the red zone. The Broncos won the big 3rd downs, and they pressured Jordan Love on 53% of his dropbacks.
Final moments, Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post. Parker, as we begin to wrap up, injury concerns for the Broncos heading into the game. What are we looking at?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the big one is they just put Brandon Jones on injured reserve. Obviously, starting safety had played really well for him. So that's the big loss this week. They had a couple guys drop out of the game too. RJ Harvey with a ribs injury right at the end. We'll see. And I'm not sure that's going to keep him out. And then Justin Cernat, who's a really good special teams player, kind of their 3rd linebacker, Tampa guy, he has an ankle injury. We'll see about that. So Jones is the big one. It means probably PJ Locke, who's a trusted veteran guy, will step in and play safety. Started all of last year for Denver. So they're they're well positioned to handle that, but certainly like there's a little bit of a drop off when you take a guy who's been as good as Brandon Jones out of the lineup.
Parker Gabriel of the Denver Post, Jaguars Broncos. It is a big one on Sunday out at Mile High, 4 o'clock, and you will hear it right here on 1010XL. Parker, I know you're busy. Thank you as always for the time, and we'll talk soon, pal.
Yep, you bet, anytime.
Saddle up your horses.
The Jaguars ride to the Rockies, ready to rope the Broncos at Mile High. Can the Jags break the Bronx? Saddle up and find out. It's Duval attitude versus Denver altitude. Jaguars Broncos, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars.
Come on, get ready to ride.
1010XL.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
'Tis the season for savings at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Take advantage of the Second Amendment sales tax holiday now through December 31st. Firearms, ammo, and accessories, all tax-free. Secure your holiday gifts with a Browning gun safe, and they'll deliver it right to your door. Come test shoot the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews at Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Get a look behind the throw with Denny Thompson.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill, revved up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
If you're looking to deck the halls, Jacksonville Flower Market off Beach and Southside has holiday decor, centerpieces, garlands, and Christmas trees. Make your day merry with 10% off your holiday purchase at Jacksonville Flower Market.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Ready for huge holiday savings? It's the Expert Automotive Giving Garage. This Christmas, they're driven to give back. Bring in any new wrap toy donation and get $50 off any service. That's $50 off repairs, diagnostics, or maintenance just for helping a child. Plus, they're giving you 50% off your oil change. $50 off any service with a toy and 50% off oil changes. The Giving Garage at Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Ho, ho, ho! When I need gifts for special people, I go to Tobacco Cove at 3849 Bay Meadows Road. They have everything you need to make Christmas as special as they are. Find the finest in limited cigars, pipes and pipe tobacco, and the accessories that make life easier like humidors, cutters, and lighters. And don't forget Lampe Bergère fragrance lamps. So, take my advice and go to Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road, and make this Christmas one they'll remember.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Hosting the family holiday dinner can be a beautiful experience until your kitchen sink backs up before you've even served dinner.
Who tried to wash cookie dough down the drain?
We were making cookies for Santa and the reindeer. The reindeer like chocolate chip, too.
Great. Now we need a plumber and a new garbage disposal.
Superior Plumbing and Pipelining is no stranger to holiday plumbing problems. Don't let plumbing problems disrupt your holiday dinner. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining has you covered this holiday season. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
It's your lemon pepper guy, Leon Cersei here. My friends at Wingstop have the ultimate tailgate for you. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips. That's 1010XL.com.
Morgan Conley Roofing isn't just repairing roofs. He's building a legacy for generations to come. Born here, built here, staying here. MorganConleyRoofing.org. License number CCC 1333544.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We'll take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour inside the Jaguar locker room. My conversation with linebacker Ventrell Miller and the newest Jacksonville Jaguar running back DJ Dallas, who was picked up on Tuesday night after the injury to Bashal Tootin, will probably be active on the 53-man roster come this Sunday in Denver. I kind of went over with DJ Dallas how everything transpired. The call he got, having to pack a bag quickly, get on a plane, fly down here. Interesting talking to a guy that had to go through that. So Ventrell Miller and DJ Dallas, those conversations coming up very soon, as a matter of fact, inside of the next 10 or so minutes. I will tell you that Thursday Night Football, Week 16 in the National Football League, a big one in the NFC West. It's been a good one so far. Seattle 7-3, Zach Charbonnet with a touchdown. The Rams are driving at the beginning of the second quarter. Puka Nacua already 4 grabs for 74 yards. Seattle 7-3, but the Rams have the ball in Seahawks territory as they begin the second quarter. Jags Broncos Sunday 4 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on 1010XL. I will be with you for the fifth quarter, 2 hours after the game goes final. Certainly looking forward to that on Sunday evening. I was down inside the Jaguar locker room earlier on. Ventrell Miller, the former Florida Gator, had an interception last week in Sunday's win over the New York Jets. Ventrell Miller is a guy that played against Bo Nix in college when Nix, of course, was at Auburn and Ventrell was doing his thing for the Gators there in the swamp. I went one-on-one in the Jaguar locker room with linebacker Ventrell Miller, And here is that conversation on Hacker After Dark.
All right, inside the Jaguar locker room, Jaguars getting ready for the Denver Broncos on Sunday. We got Jaguar linebacker Ventrell Miller with us here on 1010XL. Ventrell, how'd practice go out there today?
It was a good day. Good day today. Glad to get back in it. Like I said, next opponent. So looking forward to that. Getting practice, getting everybody right, screwing in all the little screws and all that. So,
congrats on the interception last week. How good did that feel?
Definitely felt great. First one in Duval couldn't be any better. So I was glad I got that though. Got me INT out here. Sure.
You look on the defensive side of the ball. You guys are stopping the run, the best in the league right now. Why is it working so well, this run defense?
To me, I think it's just how we coach. You feel me? And just the mindset, the mentality that goes behind it. Not staying blocked. Yeah, and like I said, this is just philosophy of the defense. Start the run. Like I said, not staying blocked. Everybody doing their job. Gap sound. So everybody doing their job, and just the mentality of the defense is to start the run first. So
that was dominating last week in the win over the Jets. When you went back and watched the film, did it look good on film as you remember it and feeling on Sunday?
I would say so, but like I said, there's always room for improvement. So don't overlook that. It was a good performance, but we still got room to improve for sure.
Football's supposed to be fun, right? We think about it so much as a profession, but at the end of the day, it's a game. It's fun, and you got 12-2 against 10-4. Huge game in the month of December. How much fun is it going to be to go out there to Denver to play a game like this on Sunday?
Man, like I said, big games, they always fun to be in. Definitely going to be a competitive game, but like I said, it's definitely fun to be in. Definitely glad of what we put ourselves at, and like I said, looking forward to going out and trying to win this one.
Did you play against Bo Nix in college?
Yeah, I played at Bo Nix when he was at Auburn, so I didn't really see the glow up Bo Nix, but yeah, I caught him a little bit at Auburn.
Yeah, you played that game in the swamp. What are your memories from that game, and what's your thought on Bo Nix now in the NFL?
Yeah, I guess I had to say P. Ryan striking up the sideline. I went crazy that game, but I don't know, man. He's looking pretty good. He definitely established himself as one of the good quarterbacks. We know he want to use his legs, so trying to stay disciplined in our lanes, and like I said, cover the boys back deep. So
as we wrap up, this team has been very successful on the road this year, very successful on the West Coast, probably the loudest, toughest environment you guys are going into. How much are you going to thrive in that environment? You guys got to look forward to that opportunity to go into Mile High and play a game like this.
Yeah, that was my first time being in the Mile High, so I'm looking forward to it. But that's just what communication is being emphasized this week. Everybody got to be on the right page. So just having that communication and guys flying around, I think we'll be all right for sure.
Ventrell, best of luck. We'll be watching.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go, linebacker Ventrell Miller inside the Jaguar locker room. First career interception for Ventrell last week in the win over the New York Jets. I also went one-on-one with DJ Dallas. Again, DJ Dallas was a Carolina Panther on Tuesday morning. The Jaguars have an injury to Bashal Tutin. They pick him up off the Panther practice squad, and now DJ Dallas finds himself right in the mix of one of the best teams in the AFC, playing a gigantic game this week out at Mile High against Denver. It was a really interesting 24, 36-hour period for DJ Dallas. Here is my conversation with the newest Jacksonville Jaguar earlier in the Jaguar locker room.
All right, inside the Jaguar locker room, Jaguars getting ready for the Denver Broncos on Sunday. We got the newest Jacksonville Jaguar running back DJ Dallas with us here on 1010XL. DJ, bet your last 24 hours have been quite the whirlwind.
Oh, yeah. Going from Charlotte to Jacksonville, it was like going from another place to home. So, yeah, I'm from Brunswick originally, and yeah, man, it's a blessing to be here, honestly.
Of course, you played your football at the U. We might have to ask you a college football playoff question in a moment. What is that like? I mean, you're on a practice squad one day. All of a sudden, you get the phone call from your agent. Jacksonville Jaguars are signing you. And now here you are in Jacksonville 24 hours later. You got to leave everything behind, move down here right away. I mean, what's it been like?
That was my first time on P Squad, so that in itself was just, a different feel. Being back here on playing real football is a blessing, man. Going from P Squad back to active is what I wanted, what I've been working for, and Jacksonville gave me an opportunity to come home, so I'm home.
Not only do you come from a practice squad to an active roster, it's an active roster of a 10-4 team right in the thick of a playoff hunt. What's your thought about joining the Jaguars? Such a pivotal point in the year.
Really just to come in and just be myself, prepare how I always prepare. Even when I was on P Squad, I was preparing like I'm still playing or starting a game, but, learn as much as I can to be able to, be useful if needed or when needed. And, hopefully we can be a core 4 player and then, see what happens from there.
Couple more for DJ Dallas. As a veteran in this league, is it a crash course for you? Did they throw the playbook at you last night and they said just dive in as much as you can before, he hit practice field on Wednesday?
Yeah, a lot of the stuff was kind of carryover from other places I've been. And, you just get the playbook, you dive in, and then they correct the details out on the practice field. So, yeah, I'm just happy to be here in the thick of a playoff run, so it's fun, even if it is a crash course.
You join an offensive roster: Trevor Lawrence, ETN, BTJ, Jakobi Meyers, Brenton Strange. I mean, what's your thought on this offense that you're joining?
So I was with the Panthers early in the season, and we came down here and played against the Jaguars, and seeing the offense early in the season to now, it's like, we knew they were going to be real, and they're real, so I'm happy to be here, bro. Just to be a part of it is a blessing in itself.
And you come to a time where you go to Denver on Sunday in a huge game in the AFC. What's your thought about playing in a game like this on Sunday?
Championship football. That's it. Championship football. I played in many big games, and it's no different. You just go, you prepare, you play, and you play hard.
Let's wrap up with this. The college football playoff on Saturday. What's your thought on Mario Cristobal and how deep a run can they make?
We're going to win the whole thing. We're going to win the whole thing. It's no question. We're about to run the table on everybody. And Texas A&M is just the first one to be cut down. So, yeah, we're going to win it all.
Maybe go talk to Antonio Johnson about that later on.
I will.
DJ, appreciate it, buddy.
All right, yep.
There you go, running back DJ Dallas. Enjoyed meeting him and the newest Jacksonville Jaguar. We'll see if he gets one of the spots to head out to Denver on the 45-man squad coming up this Sunday. More to do here on Hacker After Dark. Appreciate both Ventrell Miller and DJ Dallas. Coming up next, a guy I've had on for years, Ryan Fowler, covers the National Football League and the world of college football, has done so for years. Ryan's actually been one of my draft guys for many years as well. We're going to talk Jags. We're going to talk AFC South. And we'll also spend a little bit of time on DJ Lagway, why it did not work out at Florida, and what maybe is the next move for DJ Lagway as he has officially entered the transfer portal. More to do on a Thursday. Glad you're with us. Hacker After Dark till 10 o'clock right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM.
With so many stars on the field, there's always one that burns brightest.
When he flashes, he is something to watch.
Who will be this week's Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Year?
Watch out
on 1010XL.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
When the defense delivers, victories pile up.
This is where you find out what you're made of on defense.
Superior Fence and Rail highlights the Defensive Player of the Game.
Down he goes!
On 1010XL. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open at World Golf Village, providing state-of-the-art screenings and diagnostic exams with no referral required. Same-day appointments are available. Call today or visit ackermancancer.com. BreastCancerCenter.com.
Some people say the best thing about December is the big, beautiful bundle of bowl games.
Win $1,000 of jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
You pick 'em.
Brought to you by Burlock and Barrel American Whiskey.
Get your picks in at 1010XL.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Aaron Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Picking here, this holiday, skip the gift that gets returned. I got a better idea. Give a custom pool from Surfside Pool. It's the ultimate present. Memories, relaxation, and instant hero status. Surfside Pools handles new builds, custom designs, heating, and weekly maintenance, so you get all the credit. Warning, may cause excessive smiles and backyard envy. Save the holidays, turn your backyard into paradise. Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Float happy, gift responsibly. License number CPC 044080.
I know it's football season, but I know you love basketball too. And youth sports are always in season at the First Coast YMCA. Registration is now open for winter basketball at the Y. Today, more than ever, our kids need to experience the joy of being a kid while also learning the importance of teamwork, respect, and healthy living. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, fun environment with an exciting youth basketball league. Learn more at fcymca.org.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Look, I was recently talking with Patrick and the team at Apex Roofing and Contracting, and even in a tough economic year, they wanted me to say thank you. Guys, Apex is locally owned, and they truly appreciate every homeowner and business owner who trusts them with roof repairs, replacements, or construction projects this year. So from the entire Apex crew and from me, happy holidays to all of our listeners, customers, and clients. And remember, for quality work from a team that cares about our community, that's apexroofingfl.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Frank Frangie for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember when the Jaguars upset the Denver Broncos in the 1996 divisional round as a 14-point underdog and launched them into the AFC Championship? Well, you know who won't upset you? The team at Coil Fencing. Coil is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has been serving the Jacksonville community for nearly 100 years. From sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love to tough chain link for your commercial project, Coil does it all. Visit CoilJacks.com. That's COILE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville, we are glad you are with us. The Jaguars and the Broncos, it's a big one in the AFC on Sunday, 4 o'clock. You'll hear it right here on 1010XL. The Jaguars head out to Denver, 10-4 on the year, first place in the AFC South, and can even lock up a playoff spot this Sunday if a couple of dominoes fall. Let's talk about the Jaguars' performance last week in the win over New York. Let's preview the big Denver game on Sunday. Maybe talk a little DJ Lagway as well, as the Florida Gator quarterback has officially entered the transfer portal. Ryan Fowler does a terrific job covering both college football and the National Football League. He's done so for years, and Ryan's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL. Ryan, how you doing, man?
Ryan, I'm doing well, and always appreciate you having me on, man.
Hey, Ryan, thank you for the time. And, boy, let's begin with Jacksonville. You and I spoke about a month ago, and at that point, I think we both knew Jacksonville was pretty good. But, Ryan, they've been really good in the last 4 or 5 weeks. They've won 5 in a row. In fact, backup quarterback Nick Mullins has seen time in 4 of those 5 wins because the games have no longer been in doubt in the fourth quarter. Just your overall thoughts on the Jaguars and this 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, I think of the blanket statement, Ryan, right, would be, they're playing really good football. But I'll say this, and now when I watch teams like this, the way that they've been operating really since the bye week, regardless of the loss in Houston, it gets me excited to watch football. It really does, because the NFL, I feel like, Ryan, is a better place when the Jacksonville Jaguars are a good football team and Trevor Lawrence is playing his best football, because there's talent on either side of the ball that's really playing to their potential right now. And I can't tip my cap more to the job that, away from what I really do like what James Gladstone's doing and the operation that he's running at the top, but what Liam Cohen has done so far in Jacksonville, to where he's obviously evaluated the first 7 weeks of the season where you lose 2 consecutive games to 2 really good teams before the bye. And then now post-bye, you've just been really, really good. Now, for some people out there, Ryan, away from Jacksonville, they'll say, well, they're beating up on Arizona and they're beating up on Tennessee and Daniel Jones got hurt and, oh, it's the Jets. Well, then you take the layers back a little bit and you see what this offense is doing, and that's where it's always going to start. It's the answers for Trevor Lawrence as far as on early downs or what he's doing on third down or the clutch drives that he's had late in ball games, or the guy, he jams his finger in that ball game in the second quarter, comes back and still is sensational in the second half. So I just think overall the Jaguars are playing complementary football, but it's really, of course, headlined by what Trevor is doing under center and how this offense continues to expand as the weeks go on.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, again, Ryan Fowler here with us, the crazy thing is I don't know if Jakobi Meyers would have even been a Jacksonville Jaguar had Travis Hunter not gotten injured. Hunter gets hurt in practice. The Jaguars obviously have to do something at wide receiver, so they go out and get Jakobi Meyers at the trade deadline. And, Ryan, maybe that's not a coincidence that this offense has looked completely and totally different since the arrival of Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah, complementary pieces, right, on this offense. You know, you mentioned Travis Hunter. You get him back next year as far as the guy that's probably going to be increased as far as his role, if he is able to stay healthy and the playmaker that he is. But really, you look at the outside, yeah, you could talk about Jakobi Meyers and what Brian Thomas offers, or the seam threat that Brenton Strange has been this year and taking